Too incredible but true. Vikings reached North America almost 500 years before Columbus, and we have the proof. The story begins around 985 AD, when a Norse captain named Bjorn Helluland was blown off course while sailing from Iceland to Greenland. Instead of ice-covered shores, he saw a long, forested coastline, but he never landed. His story spread, and it reached the ears of Leif Erikson, the son of Eric the Red, founder of Greenland's Norse colonies. Around 1000 AD, Leif gathered a crew about 35 men and sailed west. Determined to reach the mysterious land Bjorn had described, their first landing was a place the sagas call Helluland, meaning stone slab land, verse. On geological evidence, historians identify it as Baffin Island in modern Canada. Continuing south, they reached a second region of dense forests. They called it Markland Forestland, believed today to be Labrador, but Leif didn't stop. Sailing even farther south, he reached a mild land with wild grapesaw, a berry the Vikings thought were grapes. He named it Vinland, meaning wineland. Archaeologists now believe this destination was somewhere in Newfoundland, possibly the region around Meadows, the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America. Meadows was excavated in the 1960s. Researchers uncovered 8 Norse-style buildings, ironworking remains, and artifacts like a bronze pin and a spindle whorl, objects that match Viking craftsmanship found in Iceland and Greenland. Radiocarbon dating places the Viking presence around 1000 to 1020 AD, according to the sagas. Leif's brother Thorvald Erikson later explored the continent further. He may have reached deeper into the Gulf of St. Lawrence, but during one journey, he was attacked possibly by the indigenous peoples, described in the sagas as Skrillingar. Thorvald was killed by an arrow, becoming the first known European to die in North America. Another leader, Thorfinn Karlsefni, attempted to build a larger settlement, with over 100 settlers, including women. But, despite fertile land, abundant timber, and rich resources, conflict with the indigenous people and the harsh winters forced the Vikings to abandon Vinland after only a few years. The Norse never colonized the continent. Their visits were brief, seasonal, and eventually forgotten outside of Icelandic tradition. But the sagas survived, written centuries later in the 13th century. Savars, scholars debated their accuracy. Everything changed when Meadows was discovered, proving that the sagas were telling the truth. Today, it stands as the oldest known European settlement in the Americas. Vinland didn't become a new Viking homeland. The Norse lacked the numbers to settle permanently. Indigenous peoples defended their lands. The Atlantic crossing was simply too long, too dangerous, and too costly for regular travel. So the Vikings left. Their wooden houses collapsed, their tools rusted, and their journeys slipped into memory. For nearly 1,000 years, Europe forgot that its explorers had once reached North America, centuries before Columbus ever set sail. But history has one rule, too. The truth never stays buried forever. And at the northern edge of Newfoundland, in a quiet grassy field, the Vikings' footsteps still whisper the same message. They were here, long before anyone believed they were.